Actually, I just want to say a quick. Obviously, today's in the overall scheme of things, a really sad day for Maryland basketball. I want to give the condolences to Lefty's family. Obviously, Lefty was a huge part of Maryland basketball, but he was also a really big part of college basketball. So, it's tough when you lose a legend, especially at your school. But I think college basketball today really lost somebody that gave a lot to the game of basketball. So, I just want to let Lefty's family know that we said a prayer for him before the game, and we're thinking about him, and that's all I got.
Yeah, you mentioned Lefty. Obviously, how much was that on your mind, throughout the day and kind of leading up into the game and players?
I think John texted me this morning pretty early. So, yeah, I mean, I only really got to talk to Lefty about 4 or 5 times, because he was doing good but not great. And every time I talked to him, it was kind of the same conversation. So I kind of enjoyed the conversation because he had so much love for Maryland. He talked about Maryland, but more than anything, he would always ask me about my family, and he would talk about his kids. And so I think I enjoyed, because I think he told me his record quite a few times, but I always enjoyed more the fact that the conversation would get to Chuck or his kids and or my kids. And so, it was on our mind, but obviously once the game starts, you got to go.
To this game, defensively, you used to holding teams to a lot fewer than what Illinois did. Just what were your impressions of the defense?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, that's sometimes, when you're a big preparation team and you're young, I just told the team, Thursday was really, we didn't do much Thursday because we had such a late game on Wednesday, and yesterday was, because we found out we weren't going to have Jordan, no Noah, and obviously Chance's hurt and Braden's redshirting, so we were kind of down. And then Dante got hurt before the game. We didn't really practice that much yesterday, so I think, what I told the team is sometimes you got to be a little bit more mentally sharp this time of year in conference play. And I thought, yesterday and even Thursday, we were just not as sharp as had we been, and just because of just being tired in the late game. But I was proud of their effort. I mean, we had our chances. You give up 36 free throws, you're going to lose a game.
Brad was saying how he thought that Terrence did a pretty good job on Jameer down the stretch. What did you see from that matchup?
Actually, I'll be honest with you. I think Jameer got fouled about 12 times and didn't get a call. So I think if we're calling fouls down one end, it's got to be the same way. So he did a good job, but you got to call it the same way.
Shannon finishes with 27 points. What was the approach this evening? What was he able to take advantage of?
Again, like we didn't play against them the first time. We played against them last year. I think, for the young guys and even all the new guys, there's only 2 guys that really played against them last year. The big thing was trying to get back and form a wall on him in transition, because that's really where he does all his damage. And that's where he did his damage mostly. I mean, he made a couple nice moves, and he's a pro. He's going to make some good moves and score in the first half. But for the most part, he did most of his damage in transition.
Dante Scott, 15 of his 17 in the second half. What do you feel he was able to take advantage
Yeah,
of?
we had kind of a freak accident before the game. He slipped in the tunnel coming out for warm-ups. That's why he didn't start, and kind of took him a while to get going. It was just a freak accident. He slipped on a puddle in the tunnel, and I think it took him a little time to get going, because I think he had a little shock, the fact that he wiped out in the tunnel. So we had to go through. We had to have the doctor clear him. We had that doctor do everything, and then you got to make sure he's okay, and you got to make sure that he's able to play. And they tested him back here, but I think when he got in, if you watch, he just was a little bit hesitant. He gave up 2 threes. But once he got going, he was the Dante that's been really Dante over the last 2 months. He's been really good. Is that it? Awesome.